Hello again, everyone. This is Savage Sasquatch, and this is our video review of Dark Souls Remastered. We played through on the Xbox One X. I'm a massive Dark Souls fan, so I absolutely loved it. It's hard to call it a true port because it looks better, but it more or less is kind of like a port of the original game. Just the frame rates are completely stable. And like when you go into Blighttown, which was one of the big problem areas in the first game, it's crystal clear smooth, no frame rate dips that make you nauseous or cause you to die a weird death. Everything is exactly the way you would want it to be. Also, you have, everything's just been given a facelift. Everything looks a little bit better than last time, and it looks crisp and sharp. And I definitely appreciated that, because there's places where I found things easier because it wasn't as blurry or fuzzy as the last time around. It's the same Dark Souls we know and love with a very loose story there. The story is there, but you really have to delve deep to find it. And it's more about just getting into this world and surviving and thriving and just having this level of... I can't think of the word. It's just achievement. That is the word right there. It's having this great achievement that you've accomplished by beating each boss, getting through each area, because you have to work for it. And there's something special about that most games don't have these days. Things aren't hard in most games. So I really appreciate this. The game looks great. I really enjoyed the voice acting in several places. The music here, the music is sparse, but sound effects are great. Music is great when it's there. The gameplay, it's pretty crisp and smooth. My only complaint with the game is that there are several places where, like, if you're locked onto an enemy and they do like a dragon and it flies way high in the sky, like, it can cause problems with which direction you move. Like, the camera will flip on you occasionally. And therefore, like, you can have some cheap deaths or take some hits that you wouldn't normally, but because you're targeted on them, like, the camera will get wonky with you. And it's not a huge complaint. It doesn't happen very often, but there are some tight spaces where this happens, and it causes some real problems. Outside of that, I really don't have a big issue with the game. Some don't like the game because it's so difficult, and I think that's why fans of the Souls series really latch onto a game like this. Let's see. I also like that, it's a game anybody can play. Like, while I haven't really had my son watching this, it's a game that, if I wasn't worried about him being frightened by, frightening images, there's no blood, there's no gore, there's not really much in the way, if any, profanity at all. I can't remember if any of the characters have profanity in their dialogue, but the dialogue is so sparse. If you talk to somebody once an hour, you're doing pretty good. So, it's been a wonderful game. It's been wonderful to jump back in here, and it's interesting how the more you know it, the more you're able to dive in and enjoy it. So my final score for Dark Souls Remastered, I'm going to give this a 92%. It could be better graphically, like it could look more like a modern title. That's a very mild complaint, and those camera issues I talked about. Other than that, the game still plays great. It's a lot of fun to play. There's so many different weapons, so many different options.
The dark sign brands the undead.
Let's hear this one more time.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
I've seen this many times now. Many, many times. So, like I was saying, I really enjoy that there's so much customization. Like, you know, you can build a number of different ways. A lot of people hail Bloodborne as one of the greatest games of all time. To me, it's Dark Souls. To me, Bloodborne, I feel like you're kind of shoehorned into a certain build. Like, you can use a few different weapons, but you don't have the same freedom of choice that you have in this game. I mean, when you look at our stats, I mean, you know, I've leveled up dexterity, just a little bit of strength, you know, and barely any intelligence and faith. That's 4 different distinct playstyles alone right there, just for those different builds. And within those, you can branch off a number of different ways as well. So really, there's so much to experience here. You know, see, we got to level 105 in our playthrough, and I wish it said somewhere. I don't see where it says how much time you spent. But anyway, like I said before, I hope you guys have enjoyed the series. I sure have, and I think it's going to be sad. I'm just mowing over guys in this opening area. Well, guys, you know, I've had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching, for joining us, and there should be a link up in the top right if you've missed things here and there, and you want to come back and see everything from the beginning. The link to our playlist should be there. So, you know, we did this, I feel like, in record time for me. It's not record time for anybody else, but we've done it pretty quickly. So, anyway, thanks again. Until next time. This is Savage Sasquatch from GamingReportCard.com. Don't forget to shoot us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. And make sure to subscribe. And until next time, I am out of here.